What up, what's happening, everybody? My name is Charles Blades, and this is the Current Gaming Podcast. Today I am joined by David Morgan.
What's going on, man?
And Aaron Weeks. How's it going, bro?
Hey, good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Today we're going to be talking about some cool stories, but first I want to start it off. Aaron, early season pick. Who you got in Big Brother?
Oh, dude. All right, so I love Paul from the last season, so I want him to win so bad that I don't even care about anybody else. Fucking that Josh guy is too much, so he's
insane,
gonna be gone soon.
dude. It's fucking hilarious.
Cody is terrifying. Cody, he actually frightens me.
So the big meme online is Josh. He was yelling at Megan after the competition or whatever. It's like the big meme is the Drake and Josh, fucking Josh Peck going Megan or whatever, all over the internet. But fucking Cody being a fucking robot who's unable to process human emotions is the funniest fucking meme.
Yeah, he's ridiculous. But as far as a winner, my money's, I don't want to say on Paul just because he's a veteran, so they're gonna be gunning for him. But I want Paul to win.
I think he's gonna go far. I'm in a pool, and the person you just randomly got somebody assigned to you, and I got Christmas, and I think she's set to go far.
Christmas is a good one.
She could be a good one. I low key think what the fuck's the motherfucker's name? He's a big dude. Who's
the dude that dislocated his finger?
Yeah, that guy. He could go far.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, he's doing a good job.
But yeah. So David, what do you think about Big Brother?
I've never watched it.
All right, great commentary. So today's show, we got a lot going on. Both the free games for next month on PlayStation Plus and Xbox Live got revealed. Arcane Studios making some changes at the top of their company. But first, we're going to talk about probably the biggest story of the week, which is the SNES Classic, which is coming out with 21 games on September 29th. It's going to be $80. Do you guys say SNES or SNES?
SNES.
Yeah, I say SNES, but
I say SNES too, but I don't begrudge anybody that says SNES. Do you?
Not garbage people.
Follow your spirit animal. So the games are as follows: Contra 3, Donkey Kong Country, Earthbound, Final Fantasy 3, which is actually Final Fantasy 6, F-Zero, Kirby Superstar, Kirby's Dream Course, Link to the Past, Mega Man X, Secret of Mana, Star Fox 2, Street Fighter 2 Turbo Hyper Fighting Edition, Super Castlevania 4, Super Ghouls and Ghosts, Super Mario Kart, Mario RPG, Mario World, Metroid, and Super Punch Out. Good list, David?
You didn't mention Yoshi's
Island is on there.
Oh, I didn't? Oh, I didn't? My bad. Yeah, Yoshi's Island.
That's a great list. I think they could have put more on there, but I mean...
What else would you want on there?
Honestly, I'm not saying from I'm missing out on something because I didn't own a SNES. I had an NES and then I went right to,
Chrono Trigger is a big one.
Chrono Trigger is the big one.
I mean, from a storage space perspective, they could have easily fit more on there, but I guess I understand why they didn't. Do you think that this means that there will not be a big push for a virtual console?
See,
Do you think that the reason they haven't put one out is so that they can sell these systems?
Yeah,
my theory about that is I think part of the reason that we haven't heard anything about the virtual console on the Switch is because, and this could be just nonsense, but it would make sense if they were planning to release this, that they were quiet about the virtual console, so that if these games were on the virtual console, it wouldn't affect the sales of the SNES Mini. But I guess if I think about it, those sales wouldn't be affected at all because people are gonna fucking freak out over the SNES Mini when it comes out. So I don't know.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I wish, obviously, there was a virtual console. And number two, I do kind of agree with you in a sense that it might impact the sales of this, but at the end of the day, people are gonna buy this just because they want the.
This is gonna sell out. This is not. This is gonna sell out. It doesn't matter. People who don't own Switches are gonna buy this. This is for an older audience, I think. Scalpers are a big audience for this kind of shit because they never put out enough of them. They're selling pre-orders in Europe, in Great Britain. I saw for £150 just the pre-order, not for the console, but just for their pre-order.
Yeah, no, that's how it's already going.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I think there will still be a virtual console. I think it'll be GameCube or something. It'd be kind of dumb for them to keep going back to retro stuff like this.
I mean,
that's the point of the virtual console.
Reasonable, but I know that's the whole point. But you've got to move the retro timeline up.
But you can move it up and still have the old stuff too.
True. And I just think that it's better for them to put these out with a good collection, sell out their stock, and then move on to the next thing. I don't think that these are going to have a big lasting production line.
They've already said that they're only gonna be making them through the end of the year. So
That's
that's
crazy. It's
3
like they don't
months.
want money or something. Like,
Yeah,
is the
I don't really
hardware,
get it.
like, I don't get it, but I don't know. That's just how they do it.
They
Yeah.
increased the length of the cords finally too, which is like a big deal because the
Yeah,
ones on
the
the
original
NES Mini
ones.
were fucking tiny.
Teeny tiny cords.
Yeah.
I'm sure
Um,
they fixed that. I hope.
But yeah,
They
they're
did.
they're supposed to be a few inches longer. That's what she said. But
Hilarious.
the thing, I wish all these games were just like $60 on a cartridge for Switch. Like I would totally buy that like in a heartbeat.
Really?
Yeah.
And you can just emulate it though?
Like, but I
Yeah,
can't.
but the Switch is
Number one, it's like I'm sure they would add like
Yeah.
other stuff, like maybe not trophies, but like some kind of achievement system or something, or high scores. Then also like just to have it portably would be like so.
Yeah, to me that makes more sense than to buying this whole little console.
Yeah.
I could also say that about literally every game I play. Like I get on PS4 now and I'm like, why can't I play this on the Switch?
Yeah. The
Yeah.
Switch is ruined just
Yeah,
sitting
they
there
had
and doing stuff.
some kind of software built. Fuck, I don't have any source for this, but they were showing video of Nier Automata and some other shit running on the Switch. It was like a I don't know what the software was called. It was like a demo for like porting software. So I think it's more powerful than people kind of realize right now.
Mm-hmm.
If you really like push it, I think developers are going to start kind of like catering to that hardware more in the future. So we should see some more ports of bigger games on there this year.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the SNES Mini Classic. Whatever, are they calling it SNES Classic or SNES Mini? What is it? What's the official title? I don't know. Who the fuck cares? Doesn't matter. This next story I found pretty interesting, just due to like kind of we've been talking about sales numbers the past few weeks. The Nintendo Switch versus the PS4 in its first however many months on the charts, 4 or 5 months. Where you can see originally the PS4 sold 300, or this is just in Japan too. Again, by the way. So its first week PS4 sold 300,000 in Japan. Switch sold almost 330. Then second week you get that drop off of PS4 sells 60, Switch sells 61, or PS4 sells 65, Switch sells 61. But then over time the Switch numbers aren't dropping off quite as fast. So by the 7th week on the charts, the Switch numbers are still like staying strong around 40,000, whereas PS4 had already dropped off a cliff to like 13,000. And I was just, how do you guys feel about this generally as part of the sales? How much do you think we can extrapolate from this?
I don't think this is a really fair comparison for a couple reasons. Number one being, and this is a big reason, Japan is crazy about handhelds. Like the handheld market in Japan is so much stronger than it is here.
Like,
that explains
mobile
why.
games in general.
Yeah, Capcom won't port Monster Hunt over here because the sales are so much bigger in Japan. On 3DS, on Switch. So it's not the fairest comparison, but I think it is indicative of kind of, and I think these numbers would be higher too if hardware production was steady. And
yeah, you can see that where there was one week where it jumped from like around the 40s to like almost 80,000. That was the week when Mario Kart came out, when they like kind of unleashed the floodgates and had like another sizable shipment of them, I guess. Aaron, do you think this is something we should extrapolate from, or is it just like, I don't know, Japan kind of thing, or what? How do you feel?
No, I think David's right. The handheld mobile market in Japan is ridiculous, like way higher than console, from what I've heard. And I don't know. It has a lot to do with like the hardware and stuff like that too. Like I think around the holiday season we'll see another jump like we did with Mario Kart 8, because there's going to be more games. Like Mario Odyssey will be out, plus like obviously the holidays. People are going to be buying it for their kids and stuff like that. So.
I think that they're probably holding stock for December.
Yeah, I would assume they'll have another big push when Odyssey comes out, and maybe even Splatoon 2.
Yeah, it's possible.
Splatoon 2. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. This next story, actually, I'm gonna skip this story and go to the one about the trophy. That one, you see what I'm saying? I'm gonna save those two for once.
I see.
This game, the great indie title. Star 1000 top rated was pulled off the PSN this week after it came out. There's a sale on PSN this week, and basically the way Star 1000 top rated works is that all you do is just flip through like postcards, which are the company that made it, I guess, makes wallpapers for the PS4 wallpapers or whatever.
Yeah.
And so you just flip through all their wallpapers on this game and you get a platinum trophy. And it was 98 cents.
Hey, to be fair, those sliding puzzles are fucking hard.
Hey man, there's
I
something.
couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
The other thing to note is that in the description for the game, it actually references like get a platinum trophy in under an hour or whatever it says in the like game description on the Sony Store page.
20 minutes.
And so they took it down. I want to know, this developer also made a game last year called My Name is Mayo, in which you just tap the screen a bunch and get a trophy and get a platinum trophy.
They didn't make it. That's just a.
They didn't. Oh, is it just a similar one? Oh, I thought it was the same. Thought it was the same. Either way, these games are not new. I want to know how you guys feel about this because I don't know. I don't know about you two. I like trophies. I dabble in and out. I feel like you guys are probably around the same thing. How do you think does this ruin trophies or does like sully trophies or what do you guys feel?
I don't give a fuck. I didn't care when Nier Automata had you able to buy it. I don't care about this. I think it's funny that like we should note that Sony didn't pull it down because of the trophy. They pulled it down because they cited the trophy being easy to get in the description. So they've only asked them to change the name of the title and not mention the trophy in the description. They're not going to remove the game. So Sony's not quite saying, no, don't do this. They're just saying, hey, don't be so fucking transparent about it. Like, don't sell games based on the trophies. If you want to pay $1 to get a platinum trophy, if it means that much to you, go ahead. I don't hold them up on some kind of like pedestal, like they make you a better person having them. They're fun to get. They make games more fun because you play them differently, you know, depending on what the trophies are. And good trophy lists are hard to come by. But this is just like, this is capitalism, man. That's the way it goes. There's demand for trophies, and you can sell them, and minimum effort, and you're gonna make money.
Yeah, what do you think, Aaron?
I think it's kind of bullshit. Like honestly, like, especially if you care about platinum trophies. Like if you look at somebody's trophy list and you're like, oh man, this guy has like 25 platinums, and fucking 15 of them are these bullshit like pay $10 to tap a screen until you get a platinum. Like it means nothing. It ruins the sense of accomplishment. Why bother to get platinum trophies at all if the entire trophy, like I guess market, I don't know what you call it, is just saturated with these like shit-eating fucking tap a screen, my name is Mayo platinums.
Yeah, no, I go back and forth. I understand what David's saying, where like if you only care about getting trophies and like David, you got the platinum in Bloodborne, and like I got the platinum in The Witness, and like that, and Aaron, you got a platinum in Dragon Age or whatever. Like you can, that's something you can say is like I have the platinum in Dragon Age, and like this doesn't tarnish that. I don't feel like what this does tarnish is like you being able to say I really like PlayStation. I like getting trophies and stuff. My gamer score is or my trophy level is X. Like that's just like you completely irrelevant. Fuck that. Like it's completely because your trophy score could be that because you got the platinum in Dragon Age, in Mass Effect, and whatever the fuck, or it could be that because you got the platinum age and My Name is Mayo and star 1000 top rated. Like
it's like why even do it? Because like you can't like brag about it. You can't look at it and be like, yeah, look at this. I'm pretty proud of it. Because the person who sees that's gonna be like, dude, like why did you waste your money on that?
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like it's not something you can be proud of. There's no sense of accomplishment. Like why do it at all?
Yeah, no, you're just I understand from a pure marketing perspective. Good on these companies for just like totally finding this exploit in the system where they can just make money doing like literally nothing. But
I'm surprised Sony lets this shit fly. There's been a lot of really trash games.
They don't. Yeah, all my going back to the Life of Black Tiger. And all that and like all the shovelware games that just get shit out like it's fucking Steam Greenlight.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck they're thinking.
Yeah, it's very it fucks up the whole ecosystem to a certain extent.
We got a sale going on right now, the fucking mid-year sale, and I flipped through it, and it's like 240 games on sale. And like
that shit, it fucking annoys me.
And then it's like, what the fuck is all this? Like, these games, like, might as well not even exist. Like, I'm sure there's a couple of good ones in there, but they're just fucking shovelware garbage. And I'm just
or it'll be like, this is the sale on 500 items, and then 250 of them are like fucking in-game currency for a game I don't care about, and anime avatars. Like I'm gonna harass people on Twitter. Like it's fucking so stupid. I don't. It's their store is just it makes no and for them being like obviously the console leader this generation, it's like inexcusable.
So far.
Yeah. This next story here, I'm gonna jump to the Arcane story about their president, Rafael Colantano. I think Colantino sounds better. Tinio.
You should tell him that.
I don't know. Whatever. He's the director and president of Arcane Studios. Is stepping down. In his statement, he basically said he's stepping down because he wants to spend more time with his son, reflect on what's important to him in his future. I kind of take him at his word for that. I don't know. But how do you feel about this, David? Do you think this is like spelling trouble for Arcane or anything like that, or?
I don't know. They're a pretty solid studio. I think that they'll land on their feet. It's definitely hard to lose a director. It can definitely lead to some interesting developments in their games. But I think he's doing what he feels is best for his personal life, which is totally fair. I mean, he's been there for a while, right?
Yeah, he's been there for over 10 years.
Yeah,
18
okay.
years.
I
I
mean,
apologize.
totally.
Yeah.
He definitely. He's probably trained up a good team, and since he's been there for so long, he's probably rubbed off on a lot of people. And I'm sure whoever they find to take his spot is going to share the same values as him and his team did. So I think that the game should still be quality. I mean, that studio is on fire.
Yeah, I just didn't know if because Dishonored and Prey, while they both were great games, don't get me wrong, I loved both of them, but like they didn't set the world on fire in terms of like they weren't the like talk of the town kind of thing.
He seems to have a very like classic game feel. Like he's got this idea in his head, and these games feel very good. They feel very much like games that would have come out in like a last generation scheme and kind of really blown the lid off. But by today's standards, they're not really like pushing any boundaries, but they're very solid.
They're good at what they do.
Yeah, it's something we don't see very often. So I'm hoping that the new director doesn't take some kind of like bullshit like we need to appeal to the market more. These games aren't selling that well. So time will tell on that, but I think Arcane has it in them to put out some more really good stuff.
Yeah, and Aaron, how do you feel about this?
I think they'll be fine. Like this guy, like obviously he loves this company. Like he loves the work that he's done. He's been there for what'd you say, 18 years?
Yeah.
Like he wouldn't leave the studio without some sort of contingency plan. Like he obviously trusts the people who he left like his life's work in their hands. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I feel like the studio will be fine. I'm excited to see what comes out next. I hope that whoever takes his place does a good job and doesn't, like David said, try to do some weird shit to like put him into the
franchises or something.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think they'll be all right though.
Yeah, I think they will too. I think it's a more reflection on like game development and how it just burns you out, and like he wants to like and not being able to see your kid and shit like that is, I would assume, something that weighs heavy on these people because while like we might not always love the games, like obviously people work hard on it and like you understand it from like a personal perspective.
Right. He jumped from one project to the next to the next to the next, so he's been nonstop busy for 18 years.
Yeah, 18 years. I can't even imagine. Yeah. This other story we have here affects Aaron, I would say, more than everybody. BioWare. There's rumors going around that were broken by Jason Schreier over at Kotaku about Mass Effect Andromeda and its DLC is gonna either was scrapped or like never started development or whatever. No single player DLC apparently for Mass Effect Andromeda. Aaron, is that bumming you out?
Yes and no. Like I never finished Andromeda. I couldn't get into it. I knew that Mass Effect as a franchise had been put on ice for now.
Yeah.
So this doesn't really surprise me at all. Frankly, I'm glad. I'd rather see them put it on ice and like take a moment to kind of figure out where they are as far as the Mass Effect universe instead of shitting out some DLC that's like just more bad game.
Yeah. I know people expected maybe like they would come back with like a Citadel kind of thing where maybe that would like redeem this game in some light, you know what I'm saying? Because the Citadel DLC for Mass Effect 3 apparently was like the bee's knees, as the kids like to say. So
I mean, I haven't heard that. I thought it was pretty good, but I didn't. It wasn't
I don't know. People liked it. People liked that DLC.
Yeah, I liked it well enough, but it wasn't like the best thing I've ever seen.
I don't know. Dave, you don't care, right? You hope.
I mean, it's
fucking Mass Effect dies in a fire, right? You hope Anthem is bad too.
No, Anthem looks cool. I hope. I mean, I'm not gonna get hyped for it, but I hope it's good. It looks fun.
Mm-hmm.
I have high hopes for Anthem.
Yeah, because it's the original team. This team was not the Mass Effect core team, and I think it ended up biting them, and there was a lot of development problems.
Fucking D team.
Yeah, pretty much. So I'm not surprised that they decided to just not make. I don't know what the fuck is the DLC gonna be. Multiplayer DLC? Like who?
Yeah, there's like a multiplayer thing. I don't know.
The multiplayer's fun in those games too. Like,
I thought it was fun. I never played it with 4 people though, so like it wasn't that great.
Oh, if you've got a team you're communicating with, it's awesome.
Yeah,
but like, it can be really annoying and frustrating if you're trying to play by yourself.
Yeah.
You can't sell DLC with that bad of a rap, so they probably just didn't bother. Honestly.
Yeah. The last story we have here is about the Xbox One games with gold and Sony PlayStation Plus lineups for July. So on the Xbox side, you're going to be able to get Grow Up, after I throw up in my mouth. Grow Up, the Ubisoft game with the cute little box boy guy thing, the sequel to Grow Home, and Runbow. And then on Xbox 360, which are also backwards compatible, is Kane and Lynch 2, which I'm pretty sure I thought had a subtitle, doesn't it? Whatever. And Lego Pirates of the Caribbean. And then on the PlayStation side, they are giving out Don't Die, Mr. Robot. Or no, what the fuck is? Huh? I thought we were giving out Until Dawn.
Yeah, it's cross-buy with.
Oh, that's the Vita one. Okay, my bad.
Yeah,
I'm stupid.
PS4 Vita.
All right, my bad. Game of Thrones, Until Dawn, Darkstalkers, Resurrection, Tokyo Jungle, Don't Die, Mr. Robot, and Element 4, along with one of those the smartphone games. It's like basically their Jackbox Party Pack or whatever game. That's That's You, where you play on the phone. How you guys feeling about this month, Aaron?
I'm actually pretty excited, especially about the PS4 ones. I really like Until Dawn. Like it's a perfect game for me to sit down with my girlfriend and play. She's like not into video games that much, but it's a fun like little horror experience where you get to kind of choose your own path sort of deal. Other than that, I really don't care that much. I mean, I guess that sucks to say, but Until Dawn I think will be a good one this month for me as a PS4 owner.
Yeah. Game of Thrones, like I played the first 3 episodes and then bounced off that shit real quick because it's just not.
I'm sick of Telltale games right now.
Like, it wasn't even that one so much. It wasn't even that. Well, I mean, it was a Telltale game, so like obviously it was just the Game of Thrones stuff. Like wasn't vibing with me for whatever reason. I don't know. Maybe I was like a lull at some point. Maybe I'll have my interest renewed. But David, do you care at all? I know you really like Until Dawn. Or you like Until Dawn, so.
Yeah, I mean, I've never played it. I watched the Let's Play when it came out because I was like, I'm never gonna play this.
Yeah.
And then I ended up liking it a lot, so I'm like really excited to play it. I never bought it. Like I came pretty close a couple times, and now I'm kind of glad I didn't. Which is the sucky part of the system.
Yeah. Pro tip though. I'm sorry. Pro tip. I did buy Until Dawn, and if you trade it in right now on Amazon, you can get like $10 for it. So like, pro tip if you want to do that. But yeah, no, I'm pretty
strategy.
Yeah,
trade them in when they go on.
Yeah.
PS Plus. Like Xbox games with gold, people are pretty disappointed. Those have been pretty good up until now. The Rumble is supposed to be good apparently, but I mean that's not like they've had like pretty good like AAA games up until recently at least that I've seen. So maybe they're hitting that Sony kind of lull where they're kind of running out of really good things to put on there.
Especially on the backwards compatibility front, because they have such a leg up on Sony in that regard, because they can literally make BioShock free like whenever they want.
Lynch, though.
Or they can but Kane and Lynch is like, all right, come on.
And there's the BioShock collection. They probably.
I guess. All right, whatever. You know what I'm saying? There's a bunch of games from last gen that they can make free. That would be great. But Kane and Lynch is what we got. So.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
Womp womp.
But that is it for the news this week. Next we go into the segment that we talk about what we have been playing. I'm gonna let you two run with it for the most part, because you guys have been jerking each other off in Diablo 3 a bunch. So you can talk about that. I guess there's a new DLC out.
Necromancer came out this week. It's a new class that is $15 fucking. Thanks, Blizzard. And I bought it because I am a fucking stupid asshole. But it's fun. They patched the game with some free content. The only thing that cost money was the Necromancer. I bit my tongue. Originally, it was going to be a part of a full-fledged expansion like Reaper of Souls was. And then I guess they scrapped it and released the Necromancer separately. And the other class they had in talks was the Druid, so people are speculating that might be released. I hope that they continue to put in content with patches. This just kind of, to me, I justified it to myself as being kind of an investment. As fucking dumb as that sounds, because it's not a
stock portfolio. Speaking of investments, you guys should listen to Jay-Z's album 444. It's fantastic.
That title.
Fantastic.
I will go find it somewhere else on the internet. Wink, wink.
Anyway, sorry.
But yeah, no, it's a fun class. It's got a lot of cool builds. It's pretty viable endgame. Kind of squishy, but I mean that doesn't matter. It's just meta shit. Basically, it's just got me into the game again. I was on an ARPG kick. I was playing Path of Exile. But it just doesn't feel as good to play as Diablo. The combat isn't as polished. It just kind of feels stiff, and the animations aren't that good. So I came back to Diablo because it's really fun on console, and a lot of people, raise their nose at that. But I think that the console versions are the definitive ones, and you can kind of tell that was what they had in mind when they made the game. But Aaron and I have been playing. We played some today. Aaron just hit 70 on his Necro. You're liking it, right? You're enjoying it enough.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, as annoying as they can be, like, I'm a pretty big fan of just Blizzard and the games they put out in general. Like, I've played
Yeah.
StarCraft, Warcraft, like all the Diablo games.
Mhm.
But as far as Diablo 3 goes, like, yeah, I love it. I've gone back to it. I can't even tell you how many times. Like, I've got countless hours in that game, and I'm still having fun with it, especially with the Necromancer now that there's like a new class out. Stupid that I'd pay $15 for it, but
Well,
I'm having fun.
I'll get enough hours out of it. I figured to be worth it. You know, if I get
Right.
an hour per dollar, which I definitely will, that's like, whatever. It's just when Path of Exile has 6 acts coming out for free this month, it's kind of hard to be like, yeah, it's worth it. But then again, that game has a cash shop which sustains it, and Diablo
Right.
3 doesn't. So that's kind of
I
the
think-
argument that people leave out.
Right, and the game like was off to a bad start, so like the fact that it's as good as it is now, like I think speaks to
Yeah.
what Blizzard can do as a developer, and like says why the people that are fans of their games like Diablo, like it's worth sticking with them to see what they're gonna put out. You know what I mean? Just because.
Apparently Legion's popping off too. People have been talking about the new patch on the PTR. It's supposed to be fun. So we were even talking about resubbing to that in the coming weeks, but we'll have to see. We always talk about it, and then sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. But
Right.
that was always fun to jump back into sometimes. If I do, it'll be very casually, but I just want to see the new content.
As a person who doesn't play Diablo or anything, it came out in 2013, right? Or 2014?
2013.
2013?
So, yeah.
So that, all right, so it's been 5 years, give or take, however, whenever you want to say it came out. But they're still continuously updating it, or is this like the first one in a while?
No, they've been updating it consistently since Reaper of Souls. They've been adding legendaries, and a lot of the big
Diablo
features
3
they've been
came out
adding.
in 2012.
2012, all right, so yeah,
2012,
5
okay.
years.
Yeah, they've added a shit ton of stuff. They've added a lot of new maps. They've added a lot of gear, a lot of quality of life features.
Yeah, like getting rid of the auction house was probably the best thing they've ever done.
Yeah, they realized how bad they fucked that and rectified it, but it was a little too late. A lot of people just rip on the game, I think a little unfairly because of the launch and how like not great.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was talking about, but didn't word it very well. Like getting rid of the auction house was honestly the biggest like improvement, I think,
Definitely.
as far as community and stuff like that.
Yeah,
it's,
I'm just
it's
interested.
improved
Do you
a lot.
think there'll be a Diablo 4 anytime soon?
Yeah. There was actually some rumors. There's on their site they've got job listings for a Diablo game, which is MMO like, so it might be an MMO, which I would be all for. I tried to imagine
Diablo
what an
Warcraft?
ARPG. Yeah, what like an ARPG isometric game that was an MMO would be like.
Like War of
Like,
Diablo.
be really fun. So I hope that they go that route. I think it'd be fucking awesome. I think it'd be good for them to get away from WoW for a bit with a different director. And but yeah, no, they're definitely making another Diablo, and they might be remastering Diablo 2. That was the other job listings they had on their sites.
Yeah, I remember that. For me, I have been playing. I'm about 3/4 or halfway through this game called Rhyme, which is a puzzle game. Not really platform. You jump every now and then, but it kind of has like the Uncharted like climbing stuff a lot in it. Like literally, they just like ape that completely. Like it is exactly the same,
Glowing
except
rocks. that you
like
jump on the wall.
except every time he like gets up, the building doesn't fall apart under him.
That was close. Every 2 seconds.
But it's like the art. So the art style, I don't know if you haven't seen it. The art style is literally, it looks like
It's like
a souped up Wind Waker kind of.
the most overdone art style of all.
No,
time.
I don't think it's overdone at all. Like I think
my
it's
gosh.
really pretty. And I think it looks really cool. There's a lot of like cool animals and different environments in it. It like, so all the promotional material has you on an island or whatever, but like there are different environments that I've gotten to so far. I've gone to 3 that are really cool. And then also like I think the puzzles are super well done. They're the perfect. It reminds me a lot of, it's like the brighter, cheerier cousin of like Inside, where like
Really?
all the puzzles are like really well done, where like you struggle with them for like a split second and then you figure it out and move on. You're never there like pounding your head over like what you would do with this puzzle, and they're all like really cool, like the way they use the environment with them, because a lot of them require you to be like looking at stuff in a certain way, kind of like how, you know, remember David in The Witness, like some puzzles you have to be looking at the puzzles.
Environmental puzzles.
Yeah, like stuff like that is really, it does it really well. The story is like kind of a lesser version of Journey, in my opinion, where like you're going through this like empty world and like trying to figure out like what happened and stuff like that, but like it doesn't, I haven't beat it yet, so maybe like the climax really pays off, but like so far it hasn't gripped me that way. But I am really liking it a lot. I would highly recommend it, but I would recommend it because I think it is like really cutesy indie arty game that I tend to go for because I'm a loser.
That's interesting.
This next segment on the podcast that we do is where we recommend a game. Usually it's an older game and usually only one of us does it, but this week we're all going to do it because Steam Summer Sale and PSN has, David mentioned, has a huge sale going on. I can't remember the exact title for it, but we're each going to recommend one of the games that are on sale in that. So if you want to start, Aaron, you can do that.
I was looking at the Steam, I don't know if it's part of the summer sale or not, but there was just one of the games that happens to be on sale on Steam right now. If you're into like old, just really big open RPGs, especially if you're like a fan of Skyrim, that kind of stuff, Morrowind is actually on sale, and I believe all the DLC is included. I remember playing that game when I was a kid, and I absolutely loved it. It was like too much for me when I was younger. I just didn't really understand it, but I still loved it. Definitely worth going back to if you're into that kind of RPG. The world is great. It's super interesting. The characters are great. The quests are kind of annoying because it's like an older RPG, but it's still worth buying on sale if you're bored and have some time.
Well, I just added that to my cart, so thanks. I didn't know.
There you go.
Yep, great.
David, what do you got for me?
My game's older as well. Not that old, but it's Risk of Rain. I think I've talked about it on the show once or twice. It's one of my favorite roguelites. It's a platformer roguelite with combat that is very... I don't know how to describe it. It's very... you just kind of get fuck-off huge like upgrades, and you just spam them at a bunch of enemies and try not to die. It's got a really cool art style. Soundtrack is gorgeous. It's $2.50 on Steam right now, and I think it's similarly priced on PSN. I don't know for sure, but it is on sale on both sales. So if you have a PS4 or a PC, check it out. Very fun game. Highly recommended.
Cool. Mine is gonna be another like narrative, like kind of artsy game or whatever. This is a game called Three Fourths Home. It's on sale on both of them again. It's like $1.50 or whatever, and it's like a fantastic, like kind of basically you're a girl driving home in a rainstorm, and you're like talking to your parents on the phone, and like you kind of get insight into their life and their family dynamic as you talk to them like on the phone, driving home in this like tornado or whatever. It's not a tornado, but like it's like a bad rainstorm, a thunderstorm, as some would say. But it's really cool. It's just like it's all it is you're just picking
that title.
Like the word three, the word fourths, and the word home. And literally all it is like just a black and white of the car driving and it like raining out, but then you're picking like your responses like to whoever you're talking to. So you like tell your dad to fuck off or whatever. Your older brother's a shithead, or apparently I'm just really mean to this woman's family. It was my takeaway from this game. But yeah, so that is what we have recommended for you this week. In this next segment, we're going to be talking about the topic of the week, which is where we talk about one topic kind of in depth and get a big kind of overview of what we think would go on. David, you brought this one up, so why don't you go ahead and introduce it, my man.
Sure. So as you guys may or may not know, Atari recently discussed, I guess unveiled that they were working on a console, a home console, which, you know, blast from the past. And they confirmed that it is not like an Atari box, like the NES Classic or anything like that. It doesn't just have a bunch of old Atari games. It is a modern console. And I think, somebody else mentioned that they were working on it. It wasn't Sega, was it? No. Do not remember. But there have been. I mean, Atari alone is enough to kind of shake up the market if they can really break through with this, because we've had these three kingpins, you know, Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft dominating the home console. Home console market. Yeah, they're evil overlords, actually.
Yeah. Say my name.
This is fucking Crackdown all over again. But
dude, speaking of overlords, just quick aside, just like mob boss kind of characters. That one dude in Big Brother. Fucking what's
Oh,
his name?
Kevin?
the Big
Old
Brother
Kevin?
shit again.
fucking mob
He's the
boss
fucking
looking.
best, dude.
That guy is so cool. Like if Paul doesn't win, I want it to be that guy.
Dude, him skirting out of the. All right, so he had to press the button or whatever.
Fucking like
to get
loosens up his tie, like unbuttons his
Oh
jacket.
my
like,
god, it was
Dude,
so.
it's
And
too
then
much.
he had to throw the competition, and then fucking Josh just proceeds to throw
Did
it for him. Oh my god, good for Kevin. Good for
All right.
Kevin. He's
All right,
living
what
Big
was
large.
it?
Brother news.
And he's got like
Anyways.
7 kids, so you know he's fucking.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, back to fucking video games.
That was a good
Not
call. That
always
was a
watch-
good shout, Aaron. That was a good shout.
Dude, that
Um,
guy though, he's too good.
What I was gonna ask you guys, what does it take for a home console to be successful in today's market? Like, because we know that these three have been doing pretty well. They bounce back and forth a lot as far as who's kind of leading the pack. With last generation, it kind of being more the Wii, and then this gen, it's the PS4. So, I mean, soon to be the Switch, possibly, if you want to count that, which I would. What do you guys think it takes to really make this work? Because it's I think of it kind of like American politics. You've got a two-party system, and it's really hard for it to be any more than that. The way that voting works. So as far as like economics work and how console markets work, how do you think another contender is going to be able to come in here and carry their own weight? Is it going to take exclusives? Because it's hard to think of a software developer making an exclusive for a console that is brand new and doesn't have a whole lot of weight behind it. Is it hardware? Would the Atari console need to be extremely powerful? Would it need to have a niche appeal to people who prefer higher end rigs? But then you get into like the Steam, what were they called? Steam box?
Steam box.
Steam, like nobody really bought those because then PC people just build PCs.
There's like a
So-
Shield thing too, when they're by like Nvidia or
Yeah,
something.
NVIDIA Shield. What
Is
do
that
you
the one
guys
we were
think?
streaming stuff, right?
Uh,
I thought that's what that was. My bad. I could be wrong.
so what do you guys think it would take for this to be really a contender in the market today?
It can't.
It
Yeah,
can.
no, there's
Hard stop.
no chance. Number one, I think this Atari thing, I think it is gonna be like a Steam box in some way,
Yeah.
where they might be like going harder at it, but I think it'll like use some kind of third-party software like inside or third-party software inside it. Maybe not Steam, but like I don't know what else it would use, I guess, but like I think it'll be something around that. But bigger picture, I don't think there can be a new person, like just.
It's just too late.
Like, it can't, especially in the way that we think about consoles, where PlayStation 4 and Xbox, and to a certain degree Nintendo, but Nintendo I feel like has their own sector, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Of just, like, that's what, they're doing their own thing. But, like, at the end of the day, there's only a finite amount of people that play games enough to where they want to spend X hundred of dollars on a console. And with the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One having such a foothold in the market and having such good brand awareness and all the stuff you need to make your product good or make your product sell, not necessarily good, but with them having all that built in, somebody's trying to like start that from anew is just like, I don't think it can ever happen again in the same way. Like if they just try to make a competitor to the Xbox One and PS4, if it's they tried the thing where you basically you're playing phone games on your thing with Ouya or whatever. That did not work. But that, like, I wouldn't even count that as, like, a direct competitor to PS4, Xbox One. I think what you were talking about, well, you weren't really referring to it. The only thing that could really compete with these two consoles is, like, a new, something we wouldn't maybe assume is a console. Where, like, it would be, like, a TV has streaming games built into it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Like the Switch was.
Or something, yeah, like the Switch, that's where I came,
Gimmick.
yeah. A gimmick is what would sell it. Not necessarily. It could have 2 or 3 great exclusives, but like at the end of the day, like if you don't have Call of Duty and Madden and Assassin's Creed and stuff, your shit's not gonna sell. We saw that with the Wii U, where that game or that console had great exclusives, but like I don't want to fucking. And it was just a console. It didn't have the portability thing that the Switch has, which sets it apart. So if there was a new console, it would have to be like I said, like a streaming, like you bought a Vizio TV and you can stream Steam games on it, and like that wouldn't really be a console, but I don't know how we would market that, but that could do something. But right now, I don't feel like if Atari launched a new console, it would no one would give a fuck.
Well, it's got to be something. They said it's years in the making, so I doubt they're just gonna pump out a normal.
I don't like. I think it could be like years in the making in that Atari made fucking a bunch of games years ago, and like now they're on this fucking shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just marketing shit.
That could be.
I don't know, but that's my take. Aaron, what do you think?
I mean, I agree. I personally wouldn't care that much, but I already have a PS4, Switch, like PC, like I have everything I need. And so unless it was some like fucking mind blowing, like never before seen kind of thing, I'm probably not even gonna give it a second thought. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It'd be cool to see Atari back on the market, just because like Atari was before my time even. So like I just don't really care about those games, but like it might be cool to see what Atari has to offer now in the like modern day, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, I don't want to like, number one, I don't want to shit on that there should be more competition, because more competition would obviously breed better results. Where like, if like, that's why it's good to have both Xbox and PS4, where like it kind of sucks that like if you have one or the other you might not get to play a few games, but like at the end of the day, Xbox Live makes PSN better, and then PlayStation puts out indie games, which makes Xbox One in turn like put out more indie games, or like, you understand what I'm saying? Competition breeds a healthy
It happens
ecosystem.
every time the winner gets too comfortable and complacent, like Sony's doing right now.
Yeah, you can check my video on currenttgaming.com. But David, what do you think? I'm sorry, I want to shit all over your topic.
No, I'm glad. I wanted to hear your guys' input. I think those are very good points. I wasn't like rooting for this console. That's what I wanted, was discussion to see if you guys thought it was viable. I certainly don't think it is, because I'm in agreement with you, as silly as that is for me bringing this up, but I wanted to see what perspectives we would have on it, because if your friends own a PS4, and I know a lot of people are very loyal to the Xbox because all their friends bought them, everybody's not going to migrate to a new console. And I feel like they're going to pull this like gen and a half bullshit, where it's going to be more powerful than like the Xbox One and the PS4, but it's not going to be as powerful as the inevitable PS5.
It's going to depend heavily on the price point too, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guarantee that it's going to be expensive, because they've got to market it somehow. So I don't know what kind of gimmicks they could have other than it just being powerful and able to like maybe stream PC games somehow. Like,
that would be my thing. Is I think it will in some way, if they were to do something, I wouldn't be surprised if it's the Atari box or whatever the fuck they want to call it, Atari System X or whatever, but with Steam on it.
Would sell it.
Yeah,
Wood paneling, I would buy it day one.
And an actual joystick that you could do stuff.
That would be fun.
But I don't know. I don't see it going.
No, it's not, and I just think it's interesting to see such a big company, because like you said, we saw the Ouya and how bad that went. Nobody's taking these big risks for a reason, because they're bad ideas.
Yeah, and definitely not fucking Atari. Like, Atari is not the company that's gonna do this.
Probably will bankrupt them, is what I'm
expecting. They've been bankrupt like 5 or 6 times. It's just the name now, like gets bopped around. But like, yeah, if Apple did this, I would be significantly more. Like, I would want to see what that's about. Not that I think they could do something like, because they got the Apple TV.
They would have some kind of bullshit gimmick, and that's.
But like that like they are an actual company, or like Google.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? Atari's not. Like, no one cares. No one cares.
Yeah.
Like, Atari games are cool. Like, Centipede was cool, and Asteroids were cool. Asteroids was Atari. Yeah, it was.
They're living in the past. Dude.
But like, yeah, no. Then they're.
I love the like. Do you guys know anything about like the? I don't know, this is like a stupid, like, the Wojak, that Feel Win guy, and everybody makes him like have different hats for the consoles. The Atari one, he's got like an 80s afro and like a fucking handlebar.
Oh, yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that's funny.
So I thought that was the best thing to come out of this, because that was just, they're just living in the past. It's hilarious that's their fucking image. Like,
yeah, no, I have no faith in this. If it was, like I said, if it was Apple or Google or Amazon or something like that getting behind a piece of hardware, maybe that would be more interesting. But like, Atari, who the fuck cares? Like, Atari is not. Yeah. It would be the same thing with Sega, or the same thing with fucking.
I don't remember if that's. Let me see.
I don't know. Like, I just don't. Not that I wouldn't want these things to exist, but like, I don't know. I don't see it happening in any major way. Like, they would be niche, kind of gimmick things that would be going on. But yeah,
I agree.
That has been our cool show. I kind of got to poop, so I'm gonna go do that. I had some Burger King earlier. Man, that's not sitting right with me.
Yeah, Burger King.
Because Burger King's foul.
It really is.
The Burger King is better than McDonald's meme. Is my favorite meme.
Burger
It's
King.
so
What is wrong with that one? What does that mean? I'm
It's not true. People.
Oh, no,
turn
Burger
it
King's
into
100%
thinking that.
McDonald's.
Burger King is better than McDonald's, but it's still bad.
No.
McDonald's tastes like if you put Burger King like in your gym bag and carried it home, and then that is what it fucking tastes like.
McDonald's is fine.
No, I don't like McDonald's. Shout out to me working at McDonald's for a half hour.
Dude, Burger King's got those grilled dogs. Ooh, those are so good.
Burger King, the chicken fries are the best part of Burger King.
Chicken fries
Yeah,
are good
then
too.
they keep
I-
getting rid of them for no
I
reason.
like to eat chicken fries as normal fries with my burger. That's a Charlie Blade special that you guys can get.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I'm about to go fuck up some toilets, but shout out the future. All right, yeah, but this has been the Current Gaming Podcast. My name is Charles Blade. You can find me on Twitter at CharlesTutha. You can read it down below. David, where can we find you?
I'm my guy Dave on Twitter, and I got D_Morg on Instagram for my art. If you want to check that out.
Okay, and Aaron, what should we look for you?
At Aaron M Weeks on Twitter. Not active on social media at all though, so you probably just shouldn't.
Find him on Stitcher and Flickr.
Free
Yeah.
Twitter account. He will not notice if you take it.
Might be able to see some cool throwbacks on my MySpace page if you can
Oh
find
yeah,
that.
yeah. What else? You can get groups.me.com/Aaron Weeks. He's on there. Farmers only. And,
Farmers Only actually is the best place to find me. That's usually where I hang out.
And yeah. But this has been the Current Gaming Podcast, episode 9, and see ya.